Noir Plasma Chrome Bleed. Unlocking knowledge, inspiring innovation, empowering curious minds.
This website makes learning so easy. I found all my resources here.
Like what you share.
Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're going to literally open the books and look at the exact architectural blueprints, the specific headings and subheadings that built some of history's absolutely greatest literary legacies. We're talking about 19th century giants here: Charles Dickens, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, Elizabeth Barrett Browning, and Walter Pater. By breaking down their lives and their masterpieces, we can start to see the fascinating patterns of how a true classic is actually made. Looking at our agenda, you'll see how this builds a cohesive narrative. We'll start with the blueprint of a legend, explore their personal lives and spiritualism, define the literary canon, dissect their themes and philosophy, and finally, look at their modern adaptations.
Section 1. The Blueprint of a Legend. Deconstructing the Authors. Section 2. Lives, Careers, and Spiritualism. The People Behind the Pages.
Now, what's really fascinating here is how vastly different the backgrounds of these authors were before they hit international fame. I mean, just look at the sheer volume of hats Arthur Conan Doyle wore. We're talking about a medical doctor, a sportsman, a political campaigner, and even a legal advocate. On the flip side, you have Walter Pater, who lived a deeply academic, really quiet life as a dedicated scholar artist right from his early days at the King's School. These totally distinct, real-world backgrounds built the actual foundations of the fictional worlds they'd later write about. So the crucial point here is that even the most universally famous works are rooted in deeply personal biographical details. Take Elizabeth Barrett Browning's celebrated Sonnets from the Portuguese. The title wasn't about a translation at all. It was actually an intimate inside joke. Her husband, Robert Browning, called her "my little Portuguese" as a term of endearment for her dark complexion. And when we look at the subheadings of their spiritual influences, we see a stark divergence too. Conan Doyle had this deep fascination with Freemasonry and spiritualism, diving headfirst into the occult. This directly contrasts with Elizabeth Barrett Browning, whose entire life and poetry were profoundly guided by Christian faith and theology. What they believed perfectly mirrored the legacies they left behind.
Section 3. Defining the Literary Canon, Organizing the Masterpieces.
Okay, to really understand Doyle's legacy, we absolutely have to define the Sherlock Holmes canon. This term was playfully adopted by early fans to separate Doyle's authentic 60 adventures from all the other subsequent pastiches floating around. The official canon strictly consists of just 4 novels and 56 short stories. Because of this, Doyle's universe, it officially split into canonical adventures and extra-canonical works. And believe it or not, even works written by Doyle himself aren't always part of the sacred canon. You have the holy grail of novels and short stories on one side, and on the other, extra-canonical pieces like his stage play Angels of Darkness. It's a highly, highly protected literary universe. Now, other 19th century authors used really rigid structures within their actual stories to pace their narratives. Look at Charles Dickens's Great Expectations. He didn't just use standard chapters. He divided the chronological journey of his protagonist, Pip, into 3 distinct stages of life. This architectural blueprint perfectly paces Pip's growth. And Dickens did something similar, actually, with A Christmas Carol. He uniquely structures the passage of time in this ghost story into 5 musical staves instead of chapters. It fits the title perfectly, right? It's a carol, a song, and it gives the reader a really distinct rhythmic journey through Scrooge's past, present, and future. Section 4. Themes, Genres, and Philosophy. The ideas that shaped an era. So what exactly populates these structures? Well, Dickens didn't just write a simple story with great expectations. The subheadings for this novel reveal it crosses over into 6 distinct genres. It's a coming-of-age Bildungsroman for sure, but it's simultaneously a comic novel, crime fiction, a gothic novel, a silver fork novel, and a historical novel. That sheer density is exactly why the book remains a total masterpiece. Thematically, that exact same novel is a heavy, ambitious exploration of 19th century anxieties. Dickens covers the whole shebang, from Pip's social outcast status to the desperate pursuit of wealth. He explores the grim concept of London as a prison, the crushing weight of a guilty conscience, and even the broader, looming shadow of imperialism.
Meanwhile, let's look at Walter Pater, who took a completely different approach with his only completed full-length fiction, the philosophical novel. Published in 1885, Marius the Epicurean is set far back in ancient Rome. Pater used the Rome of the Antonines to deeply explore Epicureanism, basically using this historical lens to reflect on all the intellectual uncertainty happening in his own Victorian era.
Section 5. Legacies and Modern Adaptations. How the 19th Century Survives Today. What you should really take away from all this is how these authors laid a foundation that keeps them incredibly alive in modern culture. Their legacy isn't just the original text. It's the Conan Doyle estate officially authorizing brand new sequels by authors like Anthony Horowitz. It's the perpetual, endless performances of A Christmas Carol. It's modern novels influenced by Great Expectations. And physical monuments like the Barrett Browning Institute. They built a blueprint that we're literally still building upon today. So, I'm leaving you with this thought. We spend so much time today debating cinematic canons, expanded universes, and authorized timelines, right? But if the structure of a literary universe and canon was so perfectly laid out in the 19th century by writers like Dickens and Doyle, are our massive modern media franchises simply interacting with the exact same structural blueprints established by these Victorian legends? Keep that in mind the next time you're arguing with your friends about what is and isn't canon.
Like what you shared.
This website makes learning so easy. I found all my resources here.
Noir Plasma Chrome Bleed. Unlocking knowledge, inspiring innovation, empowering curious minds.